Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Florida. And wherever you are tuning in from around the world, I want to welcome you to the channel. Thank you for the support. And those of you who have been watching for a while there, you know what comes next. Smash that like. This helps support this channel and helps get this content out to more people. I really appreciate that. And love all the comments that you guys leave. Really appreciate all the kindness and the encouragement. And of course, I get back to those questions that you ask as soon as I am able to. Okay, we're going to jump into the news and we're going to jump into the Bitcoin charts. We just have a few news articles to look at today. Then we're going to jump into the chart. So a very small CME gap was created this weekend at the 60K region. I believe there's still one at 62 that we didn't hit. And of course, we've still got that CME gap that hasn't been filled down at 52 to 54K. So prices basically sold off straight from the futures open with little to no bounces. Interesting, as stocks futures are mostly flat or green. So there is a CME gap. Remember, they don't always have to be filled. This one, I believe, is going to get filled to the upside. And will we see the one filled to the downside? Which one are we going to see filled first? Are we going to pop up first, then come back down, or are we going to come back down and fill and pop up? Or is the one at the bottom going to get filled much later on or not at all? Be very interesting to see what shakes out there. Now, are you still bullish on Bitcoin? We've had a little bit of a pullback, a little bit of a drop here, but the RSI is showing weekly bullish divergence. The weekly 50 moving average is in line with the bull market and bear market. We're still in the bull market. Quantitative easing is waiting in quarter four, and the market thinks there's going to be a 59% chance we get a 50 basis point. I don't understand how they see a 59% chance. I give a 1% chance of 50 basis points. I think the 25 is much. I'm not saying that it can't happen, but I just think 25 is much more likely on Wednesday. So keep an eye on Wednesday, September the 18th. That's going to be a big day to see whether there is finally a cut in the interest rates. And still, retail FOMO hasn't even started. You are not ready. You are not bullish enough. As the title of the video states, do not get left behind. Make sure that you have the resources that you want to have allocated before the market takes off. And that's where my dollar cost average strategy is really paying dividends at getting in on whenever there's a dip. In June dip, the July dip, August dip, and in September dip. Are we going to see more dip? Let's wait and see. So far, the 6th of September has held as the low for September. And in previous halving years, the low for September has always come in within the first 8 days. So let's see if that stays true, or are we going to get a break away from history there? Certainly, Bitcoin gives 3 chances to buy before it goes parabolic. The first is near the market bottom. The second is a few months before the halving. Okay, so as we can see on this chart. And the last is right after the halving. This could be your last chance to buy Bitcoin cheap before it goes parabolic. And I do think that when it goes, it's going to go fast and it's going to go furious. Fast and furious, okay? And the reason that I state this is because they want to leave you with no chance of getting in and getting those final buys in. I think we're going to see a big, fast green candle to the upside, and that will be it. And then the FOMO will set it, and people go, oh, I wish I'd bought. I thought it was coming. This influencer said this. This person said this. That person threw this chart on, and I thought it was coming down to this level. They're going to be the same people that said Bitcoin was going to 10K or 5K, and it didn't, and it just absolutely took off. Big candle up, and then we consolidated for a while. Another big candle up, consolidated for a while. We've had another big candle up, and now we've been consolidating now for about 6 months. It's been a while. And we are looking forward to that move, where that parabolic move that's just going to take us away. So certainly make sure that you're doing your own research and looking at the markets and don't get left behind. Now, this is the perfect breakfast in the morning coffee and a notification that 1 billion USDT just got printed. So somebody just stuck $1 billion into the market, or $1 billion was minted in the market. And so that's always a bullish signal, right? When there is USDT being minted, there are people that are ready and looking to buy. All right, let's jump into the charts here. And as we can see, Bitcoin, the 200 EMA, back under the 200 EMA, has historically been a good time to buy. We were above the 50-day moving average just for a little bit. We got rejected. And I was saying in the show, I think on Saturday's show, that if we came back here and retested and bounced, that could be a good entry. But we didn't. We rejected. And then we just went straight through the 200 EMA and down. And we've actually found support on the bottom of the EMA ribbon on the daily. You can see we've found support here. So look, where can we go from here? We could find a little bit of a bounce here and just to pop back up and retest. But we just really are. This has been like a magnet. Anytime we've gone too far to the downside, we've pulled back up to it. Anytime we've gone too high to the upside, we've pulled back into it, again down, back into it, and then we haven't seen that upside yet. I would be expecting a little bit more up here to the upside, and then maybe pull back and one last retest before we take off. So that, but maybe we'll see some downside, but certainly that would be at some point we're going to see Bitcoin go up, probably come back for one last retest and then take off. But certainly here we could see a little bit more to the downside. So where are we looking here for some additional entries? Down at that 56K region, further down to that 54 to 52K region. And then if we do see any further downside, I think that 51 to 50K region could be it there. But certainly my general feeling still is the September low, that this was likely the local bottom here, and that can remain intact there. Okay, now to the upside, what do we really need to break? We're really having trouble with the 60K area. You can see here we have been rejected off this numerous times, but as we keep hitting away at it, how many rejections have we had there? It's going to bust through eventually. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've had quite a few days where we have struggled, and we did get above it. And then we had trouble getting above the 64, 65K level and came back and we went below. So certainly I still feel there is a little bit more time to accumulate. We could come a little bit lower, of course. We could drop down. But certainly, what do you think Bitcoin's going to do if there is a rate cut? Do you think that is bullish? And will it pump first and then drop? Will it and I think Powell was speaking as well. And usually when Powell speaks, it's generally fairly bearish for the market. So what I'm expecting Wednesday is what we might actually see is a little bit of a pump from Bitcoin. And then when Powell starts speaking, we may have a little bit of a pullback and then eventually maybe take off from there. It's certainly a possibility. We'll wait and see what shakes out over the next couple of days. But certainly there is opportunity there. And we certainly do see a bit of an inverse head and shoulders on the daily. Left shoulder, there's the head, there's the right shoulder. So we just need a breakout there and Bitcoin can go a little bit parabolic. And there are some alts that are showing some signs of a inverse head and shoulders as well. But if you look at the 200 EMA on the daily, generally speaking, you can see how long we stayed away from it. And everybody's wishing they could get Bitcoin lower. And now it's come back to it. It's come back to it numerous times. But you can see here the last time we were under it for quite some time was last year. And we certainly stayed. We didn't break out from it until around mid-October. In fact, we just sat and danced around it a fair while. And then we took off. And look at the move there. You see that move? That's you're going to FOMO, you're left behind move. And then everybody started getting in. And we saw Bitcoin go fairly parabolic from there. I mean, look at that move. And I expect something similar here. And if you even go back to where we broke down under the, if we go back actually here, we can see that it has always presented a good buying opportunity for Bitcoin. But we see it August come down and then we took off in October. And if we actually go back, I'm actually going to go back all the way to the last cycle in 2020 here. And we're going to look at what happened around this similar time here. So we're going to find the similar time here here we go, around right about this time of the market, what happened with the 200 EMA. All right, so we can see that we dropped under it. Oh, that was 2019, up above it. There was the Black Swan. And then where did we see it here? We had the same situation around October. Look what happened. So we're dancing around this 200 EMA on the daily. And then look what happens. Bang, we just took off just around the middle of October. Absolutely. And then people are like FOMO in, and they just didn't get a chance to get in. It just took off. Bang. And then we had a small pullback, and bang, we were off again. And look what happened. This is very similar to what we just saw actually last year around that October time. So certainly I'm just showing you how explosive the Bitcoin price can move and how quickly it can move to the upside. And to make sure that you don't get left behind, is this the last opportunity that we have in these last couple of weeks of September, maybe the first opening of October, and maybe it'll get sent a little bit earlier. In 2023, it got sent in mid-October, before the middle of October, around the middle of October, and in 2022, you could see where it got sent there as well. And there just wasn't an opportunity to get back in. There wasn't. It was gone. There was no more pullbacks to come back. There was no more coming back to this level to collect more. That was it. Okay, so really, do we have some? I think if history plays out, and so far it is, and of course there's a chance that it won't, and something else could happen, and you always need to be prepared for that. Never be risking more than you can afford to lose. But certainly, if we do see this similar kind of situation play out, then sometime between now and around the middle of October, this 30-day window, we should see Bitcoin move parabolic and not come back with a sudden move to the upside that won't allow you to get back, and the price will be gone away from that. The old prices will be gone away from the prices that they are currently, and there will not be an opportunity to get back again until the bear market in about probably a year's time, based off historical data, if it plays out that way. And so I do want to make sure that we understand. Now, you could be saying, oh, I've got till the middle of October, unless it gets sent early. What if it gets sent in September? What if it gets sent at the rate cut? What if it gets sent at the beginning of October? We don't know. Just somewhere in the next 30 days, historically, has been the time that Bitcoin has had that sharp parabolic move to the upside. So don't get left behind. See my cheat sheet below in the description. I have all the entries for Bitcoin and all the many, not all the altcoins, of course, because there's just too many, but a lot of altcoins. I think I have about 40 odd altcoins or more listed there on the cheat sheet with the entries and the take profits. Okay, and also in my cheat sheet is my in the cheat sheet is some links and resources to my life-changing game series to watch those, how to identify local tops and local bottoms in the market, so you know when to buy and when to sell, when to take profit. And also below in the description, there's my cheat sheet. There's my Twitter handle as well. Please give us a follow on Twitter. I really appreciate that. And also below in the description is the Stocks with Josh Discord. So if you're not in the Discord, look, I give a lot of trades as they happen there. I gave the Blub trade at 5 million. It went up over 400%. I think it went up to 25 million market cap. It's pulled back to 15 mil. We're going to cover that in the altcoin show coming up in just a few hours. So make sure you check that out. I did my stock show yesterday. Many of the stocks and the entries that we've given have already been hit, and some of those we've already been able to take profit on. So if you haven't checked that out, check that out. I do it every Sunday, the stock show. Okay. And so we have the Stocks with Josh Discord. I'm in the crypto channel there, interacting with the most amazing community on a daily basis. Lots of great alpha and information in there. So if you aren't signed up for that, there is a link below in the description. There are 2 plans that you can get signed up on there. And the Blub trade itself probably would have comfortably paid for your Discord subscription there just alone. And that's not even counting all the other alpha that is given in there. So I do really encourage you to be part of a community, be connected with a community. And certainly I can't think of a better community to be part of than the Stocks with Josh Discord community. All right, well, I'm going to leave it there. And as always, until the next time, which is just in a few hours, the Altcoin Show, don't miss out. Happy trading.